welcome back to episode 3 of our podcast. First, would like to start with thanking our official sponsor, Glamify. Outfits by Glamify. We will tag and you can buy them. Right, we would like to welcome our next guest. Welcome, John.
Thank you for having me. Hi, girls.
Now we've literally dragged you over here today, haven't we? We've been working a lot together.
How did you do this drive every day?
I know, it's mad, isn't it? Mad, isn't it? What we do,
but yours is over the water, and we're not even over the water.
I know,
but that's some drive.
Yeah.
Anywho,
we've been talking a lot on these podcasts about people who are changing their lives. I don't want to insult your mate at later lives.
It's fine.
So you kind of, you're a barber. Because Charles doesn't know.
Hasn't got a clue who I am.
So you were a barber, weren't you?
Yeah.
What's his second name?
She's like,
Maya.
There we go, it's got that wrong.
Maya.
John May.
Yeah, just so you know,
Maya.
John May. Yeah.
Turkey teeth, is that what you're
Yeah, that's him, yeah.
See, I know. I don't, for the disclaimer, I don't watch any TV, I don't even play a telly license anymore. Story of my life. Anywho.
So yeah, I was a barber for about 25 years, and I had a barber shop in Liverpool, and we were really successful. We were the best. We were like the first ones to go all out, and and we were fantastic.
Where was it?
It was in Walton, in Liverpool, and Sweeps it was called, and had a coffee shop attached, and we had like an Art Deco 1920 style. It was great. But while I was there, I started to get into acting.
Was Phil your business partner?
No.
Oh, shit.
I used to work for Phil, but then I started my own.
He lived next door to my mum.
And Paula?
Yeah?
Yeah. I worked for Phil for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, see.
So
So
you
no
do
more.
know who John Mayer is?
John May.
John Mayer.
Oh, Mayer. Right, okay, so you work for Phil's coffee shop, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Carry on.
But I started my own round the corner, which you weren't that happy about, but times
We
ahead of
move.
Phil.
We move.
I know, and but I
Healthy
started.
competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, love this.
Didn't see it that way, but
Hopefully you screw up.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But and then I sort of had that really successful, and I was getting into acting at the same time, and I was juggling the two, and I had it 17 years, and I just got to a point where it's like,
I
don't want to do this anymore.
The small talk with a hangover was getting too much.
Yeah, that's true. I think it was speaking to people all day, every day. I had nothing left for myself, and it was exhausting me over the years.
Did you learn? I bet you learned to just like be able to hold a conversation and just say yes and no in the right places and not even listen.
Yeah, you're just waiting for people to stop talking.
You got the same feeling today.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I go in the hairdressers now and I go, Amel, I'm working, and I just crack on my phone because who's got time for she doesn't want to speak to me.
No, it's just I've done it for 20 odd years. I just couldn't do it anymore. So I decided to just get rid, and I sold it to the staff. And I moved out where I was living. I had a caravan in Wales, and I went, sorry, I'm going to go live in my caravan. Yeah. So here I was, I had money in the bank, living in a caravan. My kids are starting to get a bit older now. What do I do? So I sat there one day and I went, I'm going to walk from Land's End to John O'Groats. So do you know what that is?
It's like a big walk, Land's End. It's where the sun is and the hippies go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you watch the
good.
sunrise.
Good
so it's the lowest.
You drink Monster and potentially have some mushrooms.
So it's Land's End, the lowest part of Cornwall.
Yeah.
And John O'Groats is the highest part.
Isn't
of
it like
Scotland.
one end of the map to the other?
It's the whole nation. Yeah, but I walked a long way as well.
Yeah,
I done that, but I was doing it for gun and knife crime awareness as well. So I thought, I'm going to do that. I've got to do it for a cause. I just, where I'm from, Walton, it was just going on, and I just thought, it's like these kids are doing this thing with their lives, and they don't realise what they're doing. They think it's big and it's clever, and people are losing their lives. Not only people are losing their lives, families were losing their sons or their daughters, and if your son goes to jail for killing someone, your life's destroyed. So I was open to sort of create awareness, but as I was leaving, a girl was killed in New Brighton. Ellie Edwards, she was shot
Christmas Eve,
on Christmas Eve, yeah. And her dad reached out to me because he knew who I was off me comedy and stuff like that, and he said, it's amazing what you're doing. I'm like, fucking hell. This was on Boxing Day. This was like 24 hours.
And that's so powerful when you're literally changing lives through social media and what that probably just struck a nerve, didn't it?
It just made me realise what I'm doing is really important. But anyway, I stayed in touch with him, and Ellie got buried the day I actually set off on my walk. But 300 miles in, he got in touch with me. He said, look, my head's shattered. My head's all over the gaff. Can I come and join you for a couple of days? So his name's Tim Edwards, and he come and join me in Worcester, and then he ends up walking to Liverpool with me. And then we were like joined by 1,000
where did you
people.
walk? Like back street or like down roads?
Yeah.
Did you have like a map
Yeah, we'll use Google Maps, yeah.
on your phone?
Yeah, I just followed
With like
Google
a
Maps.
charger pack?
Yeah, that's exactly how we done it. Yeah.
I got visions of me
We
walking
just
along
kept
with a
it
little
simple,
compass.
but it was mostly country lanes, and you walked on
In
the
all
odds.
different weathers?
Yeah. Well, we touched lucky, I think. It was early. It was January, February, March.
Oh my God, they're like the worst months.
It weren't that bad. It was quite nice.
I threatened to do the marathon, but it's not the marathon on the lovely sunny day in April. It's that training in January, February, March.
No,
It's
you do.
absolutely
You
treacherous.
didn't even train, did you?
No,
Really?
I did.
Did you train quite a
Yeah,
bit?
yeah, I did. I done loads
Were
of
you
walks.
doing your calories on the watch?
No, I didn't care. No, I didn't care about it. I was just getting
You were just doing it.
miles
for
on me.
just such an
Yeah, I
achievement.
weren't bothered about. I had too much to worry about. But when you've walked 15 to 20 miles a day,
How long did it take?
the whole walk, 3.5 months. Well, 3 months, but we done it because Tim then decided to walk to John O'Groats with me.
Yeah.
So when we got to Liverpool, we decided then to walk to Newcastle then.
Did you have any arguments on the way?
Yeah.
When
You
you spent 18 years talking, so that was probably good
I
practice
I
for you
wanted to be
all.
on my own. That was
Yeah.
the thing. So, but anyway, yeah, we got to John O'Groats. He went to the trial of his daughter's murderer, and then I met him on the day of the court when he got sentenced. And he said then, will you walk from Worcester, where I met him, back to Land's End? So I done it again, almost, you know what I mean?
Oh, my legs are aching thinking of it.
So that was great. But then when we come back, I give up my barbers, didn't have a job, I'm an actor, but you can't rely on that. So I started a production company, and I made a film about the walk.
Which is the two of us.
So is this what coming out on
Yeah,
Friday?
no, it's already been released. This is the thing. It's been like we went to the official screen in New Brighton, didn't we? That was there, and then of course you went to Beverly
we
Hills,
got into
didn't you?
rain. So we've entered into festivals. It's our first film we've made independently. I managed to get the money to do it. So we got into Rain Dance Film Festival, which is the biggest film festival in the UK, and we done really well there. But then we got into the Beverly Hills Film Festival.
Oh my God, amazing.
So we went to Hollywood about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we won it. We won.
Tell Charles, I never do the story about you didn't think you'd won, so you were just like gabbing to someone, weren't you?
Yeah.
It's like the biggest award of the night.
Yeah. So everyone all the awards I thought I might have won, all went, and I went, sorry. So I just got off and started walking around chatting to everyone.
Were you
And
having a drink, like?
I had a few shandies, and then someone just said, to shout your name there, lad. So we went on stage and we won this big prestigious award, yeah.
Oh
Which is
my God,
amazing.
that's amazing. So what happens now? Does that will that get commissions or?
Well, it's one of them, and it is just because it's our first project, we're just building a beast.
Yeah, like
So,
building exposure.
we're giving it
and
more
things.
credibility, and the more of these, they're called laurels. So when you go to a festival, you get a laurel for selected, you get a laurel for winning, so the more of them we build, the more credibility the
So
film
you
gets.
know, like the actors and stuff, do you hold auditions for them?
Well, it was a documentary, so there's no actors in it.
It was just
Oh,
these two, they
amazing.
played
Yeah.
themselves.
Oh,
It's just
yeah,
all
that's
real.
amazing,
But if we
yeah.
were to make something like that, we would.
Yeah.
Who would you get to play you, John? He's going to
Brad
say
Pitt.
Brad Pitt now, yeah.
Brad Pitt, am I? I don't know.
You ever thought about anything like that?
I don't know. Someone has been in touch about maybe making it into something like so.
I mean,
don't
there's
know.
so many sides to John
Well,
May.
we can welcome funding
Yeah.
from this podcast.
Yeah.
2% commission.
There we go. But there's so many sides to John May. So many people know you as turkey teeth, don't they?
Yeah, there's that as well.
Can you do a bit of turkey or have you not got the teeth?
I've got the teeth.
You haven't got the teeth. That sort of started in lockdown, that, didn't it? A lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just during lockdown, I've been an actor for years, and I go to all auditions and whatever, and I thought I need to take control of myself here because I'm giving it to someone else to create my opportunities. So I thought I'll create my own.
If you want something doing, do it yourself.
Exactly. So I started just doing these sketches during lockdown, and he just took off to the point where just entertained the whole city. And then, when I come out of it, we had all sell-out shows everywhere. And
What I love about you, just sitting here getting to know you, you're all about giving back as well, aren't you? And then building something because of what you can give and
you keep yours by giving it away, don't you? So if you keep everything to yourself, it's sort of learnt. So when I during lockdown, everything started to really take off for me, and all these opportunities were coming, and It's like, wow, this is mad. But then I realised maybe not everyone's genuine. Maybe not everyone's genuine, and
I've got your best interest.
Some people might be love bombing you a bit to get what they want, and
social climbers. That needs to be a topic.
No, but get on this. Here's what happened now. So I thought, no, I don't trust anyone. So I kept everything to myself. And I thought, no. And then my career and whatever stopped growing because I didn't trust anyone. So then I realised, no, there's rats out there and there's people who aren't. And there's genuine people. So I started giving again. And then I'm trying to be aware who to watch out for to become more savvy. And since I've done that, I've started to grow again. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you keep it up, you keep yours.
Myself, I can relate because when you go through things and it is a fine line, and you think, why should I stop being who I am because of the people that take advantage of your life? So I could fully align.
It's them who are in the wrong, really, isn't it? They're doing it. And it's
it's just people have got agendas, and you don't necessarily. Not everyone's like that. Just a little %, but you start to get on them.
And it ruins it, doesn't it, for the people that are genuine?
Well, no, only if you let it.
Yeah, and you're coming away from that now. I mean, you pop up. I was laughing. He pops up in everything. Like I was watching a random episode of Fresh Meat with Jack Whitehall, and I'm texting him, and I went, "You're on me telly." He was like, "God, I don't remember doing that." It was like years ago. Yeah. I'm allowed to say you're in the second series, quite a bit of a city as ours now. Yeah. So you have had a bit of a thing that does make me laugh. You've gone to watch it and there's been a bit of a Joey from Friends moment where you're like, I did about 72 scenes and I haven't seen myself.
City's Ours, season 1. Yeah. A Little Boy Blue. I was in it.
That was unbelievable. I did watch that. That was.
But I had a big massive scene in that.
Yeah, so
I was saying to everyone, what's it his episode? But they cut it.
Oh.
But in A City's Ours, I was in the first season. Like I was in it a little bit, but they cut me scenes. I was like, all right. But they got me back for season 2, and I am in it quite a lot more.
Well done. Yeah. So you've just had a newborn baby?
Yeah, Johnny.
You've got Johnny?
Yeah.
Johnny.
You just said that. What you said that before. My son's called Johnny.
Yeah, because your name's John. I was just saying.
Yeah, so little Johnny.
And you've got Johnny?
Yeah. Johnny, 2 Johnnies.
Oh my God,
there we go.
Just like crazy.
Yeah, Johnny May Jr. 2
Johnnies. Is it Johnnny?
Yeah.
Madness. The coolest kids on the block.
How you finding all the sleepless nights? Because you've got girls, haven't you? This is your first lad, isn't it?
I've got Emily 17, Holly 15, and Daisy 12. So
are they made up with like?
Yeah, they're like kids can't bear it. So they let on. They think I'm a divvy.
But I think the thing is as well, like you can just. I keep saying this to John all the time that I genuinely think something is just gonna pop. I mean, you've done something recently in the Royal Court as well, haven't you? Was it when you went on the comedy day and you...
we went to comedy festival. That was really good. So I've got more into producing now, producing my own stuff. Yeah. So just got to build that.
You've got your own play coming up in the Epstein next year?
Yeah, I'm doing a play called Short Back and Sides about a barbershop, which I've written with Patrick Brown.
The irony. Talking about full circle.
I know, well that's it, isn't it? Write what you know, and I don't think there's anyone better out there to write a play about a barbershop.
No.
Yeah, no, I don't. I agree. Lastly, are we allowed to touch on your newfound diagnosis?
Yeah.
Which?
Oh yeah. What that I've got ASD and ADHD.
That made it sound much worse than it was.
Do you know somebody? Someone diagnosed me with it the other day, and I said, "Excuse me, I have not got that." Well, I mean, it's fine if I'm going to get
I've never seen 3 people going on the spectrum than us 3.
But look, it's like I've struggled my whole life because I haven't been normal.
Well, my answer to it was, isn't it a good job? I'm high energy and I can spin so many plates.
Yeah.
So you've got your own businesses?
Oh,
say
God.
Say it with.
Say it with, yeah.
But if you weren't neurodiverse, you probably wouldn't.
I know, exactly. So,
so don't run away from it.
Okay.
And it's not to be ashamed of.
No, I'm not even ashamed. I was just like stunned that someone...
You've got ADHD 1 billion %. Like proper, full on, 10 times worse than me.
Yeah, she has. She just
You're like...
I go to bed at 9 o'clock every day.
Because you're exhausted.
I'm spinning so many plates.
Exactly. But that's why you spin the plates, because you've got ADHD, because you're chasing the dopamine all the time.
That's it, chasing the dopamine.
That's it.
Cups of tea.
But so I've like struggled my whole life because you're told you're not normal, blah, blah, blah. So I thought, I'm just going to get diagnosed. And once you're diagnosed, you can identify.
Do you feel like you feel different within yourself? That like you...
I can look back at things and go,
Yeah.
Because I didn't like going to nightclubs or things like that. I thought, And I don't particularly like music.
No.
And I asked myself the question
Oh my God, I went to Coachella and absolutely hated it. Maybe I have got it.
See why?
Oh, it was just too big and spread out, and I nearly got murdered. I said to this person who kept following us around, "Are you going to murder us?" And wouldn't you look at someone and go, "Absolutely not." They just kept looking, and I went, I ran over to the police, right? I'm not messing, and I went, "He's going to attack us." His name was Beau, and because his mum called him Beau out of How to Kill a Mockingbird.
She's mad.
No, and let me tell you, I went to the policeman. But it was cashless, so I didn't have no cash on me. I went, "Look, I'll give you $500 to take us out of here," and then realised I had no cash. And then I was going, and once he knew I had no cash, he was not taking us nowhere. And I was going, "Oh, bank transfer!" It was the scariest thing ever.
I've never seen John May look so chilled in his life. He's
I'm like dead calm compared to it.
Normally he's like this all over the show.
Right, I'm going to calm down now.
No, you're fine.
No,
Okay.
it's great.
So that was Coachella. I hate music the same as you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but it's funny because we like when we do like the breakfast show, and you sit there and I go, "Do you know this one, John?" No, and it's
Yeah,
like,
but I'll know a dead obscure one, won't I?
Yeah, we like when we do like a guilty pleasure, we'll do something like, what was one of the ones you did the other day? It's so
remember.
funny, honestly. But it's like you've turned your hand to radio now as well, haven't you? And you've
And I
been
love it.
so successful on decades as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I love it. I've always wanted my own little radio show.
What is your favourite song, although you don't like music?
What's my favourite? Oh, I named this the other day. I think it's Michael Jackson, ABC.
ABC.
I'm
What?
obsessed with him at the minute. Human
Of course you
Nature.
are.
Charlotte and Michael Jackson.
Oh,
Human
God.
Nature's my favourite song. Love it.
You love TikTok, don't you?
Oh, I don't really go on it, my daughter's on it and she's got
Go
it.
and get diagnosed.
And what am I going to do?
Because you're only into it now because you're funny, you.
So what am I going to do when I get diagnosed?
Well, at least you can identify it and try and understand yourself more.
I haven't got time.
I know, but it's like, I'm going to have the drugs, mate. I'm going to have the medication. I can't wait.
Oh, you
How old are you?
36.
See, wait till you get to 45, love, you'll be fucked.
Why?
Because you'll just get to the point where you're just like,
You're just
I'm fucking exhausted. I've got this business, I've done that, I've done Z successful.
And I'm bored.
I've got loads of
And
money,
I'm
and it
always
doesn't
on
make
what
me
next?
happy. And you're going to just sit back and ask yourself the question, what's the fucking point in anything?
Well, I'm already like that. Like what's next? I'm always chasing
She's
my
always
tail.
doing something else.
Yeah, that's good.
Keeping things fresh.
Well done, well done. Well done. So in an ideal world, John, once you escape from the sofa, alive from the murderer.
How to kill a mockingbird.
Oh my God, I can't believe you asked a policeman, could you bank transfer money to get you out of
Oh, was it a
Coachella?
policeman?
No, because I thought the man was going to kill us. He was on his own in Coachella.
Surely you don't have to pay policemen though.
No, because they didn't want to know.
Had you had a few shandies?
No, I hated it. It was freezing. It was in the middle of the desert, and I just wanted to go back to the Beverly Hills Hotel in Beverly Hills, which was 4 hours
What
away.
Beverly Hills Hotel
yeah,
were
you
you
don't
in?
know that.
No, well, when I was in Coachella, I was in this gorgeous hotel in Palm Springs, but before I went there, I stayed in the Beverly Hills Hotel.
The Hilton or the Beverly Hills Hotel?
The Beverly Hills Hotel with the red,
Oh.
the green and white stripy sunbeds. And when I was leaving there, I just wanted to stay there. And then my mates were like, no, come on, we've come to go to Coachella. So then we had to do the mammoth journey to Palm Springs. And we stayed in this, I can't remember what the hotel was called, but it was absolutely stunning. And I just wanted to hang around the hotel pool, not go to make the mammoth journey into Coachella. But then we done it, and although we had VIP, it wasn't VIP. It was just a separate bit of grass. It was the same grass
Just had
with a
nice
fence.
views.
Well, you could say that, and like the bar areas, but then it got really chilly and it was just open. And then I'm thinking in my head, because I always like to think in the event of, and I'm thinking, if one of these mass murderers start coming around here with a gun, where am I running? And then this boat fella, right, said, I'll show you round. And he told
Wait
us,
there, just stop.
I love that you're now interviewing me.
So, you just created the idea that there might be a mass murderer.
Well, I was just thinking, them Yanks are some crazy Yanks, aren't they? They're
Some
like,
crazy scouts, you know.
I
Crazy
know,
lots
but
of
you know,
everyone.
I just like got filled with like this
I
bit
thought
of
you'd
dread.
actually been like, what, when you were saying like...
No, so
what?
this fella, right? So me and my mate went to the toilet, and my mate was a bit drunk on the grass, right? So we just seen this.
These were more than a bit drunk.
Yeah.
So we seen this person, and I just
Imagine
said,
mushrooms again.
no, it weren't.
What's
no,
it?
no. So I just said, look, will you just watch me, mate? were going for a wee. We was like 20 metres away. So then he was like, he was very weird. So we were like, who are you with? And he was like, well, I've drove 6 hours to come to this concert. But then we were sort of glad because he was like, girls, you're doing this, you're doing that. So he was just like a bit dopey. And then he was like, he was like hooked on prescription drugs or something. He didn't drink. Anyway, he ended up showing us all the shortcuts. Anyway,
so you walked around with the murderer for hours just to see the shortcuts?
At this point, we didn't know he was a murderer. And then we knew he was a bit creepy, but we thought, but he's showing us what to do.
Was he a murderer?
Well, I think so.
Oh.
Right? But then, no, wait, this is where it gets freaky, right? So we leave. Then the next night, like, obviously we said bye, thought we'd never see him again. The next night, in all them crowds of people, right? He come and found us, right? And then we were with, like, there was
like
loads
a really
of
nice,
us.
helpful match.
No.
To be honest with you. And we didn't know at this point he was a murderer. He's not even a murderer.
There was something really odd about it. I'm going to have to get the picture up because we took a picture of him. But then...
Probably thinks you're all weird.
He said he was an introvert and so we sat in this like circle at me, and then there was about 10 of us at this point, and he said, I used to be an extrovert like you. And he looked at me, right? And I'm telling you, if eyes could kill. So I went, Beau, you're scaring me now. And I went, Beau, are you going to kill us? And you just go, I was if, wouldn't you? He just like never said nothing. And I went, it was, even me, so Steph, my business partner, who does not worry about anything ever. She doesn't she wouldn't even flinch. Even Steph got scared. We were terrified. And then our other mate, Sarah, who like doesn't get scared.
What video?
We were all scared.
Did you say you got a video?
You have a video of him?
No, I've got a picture there.
Oh my God.
It was terrifying. Now I'm going to look Coachella.
Oh look,
Let's
she's
look.
Actually looking for it as well. I love the fact you've come on to be interviewed by like Charles just spoke all the way through. Look, she's got loads of... You're the weird one. Why have you taken so many pictures of him? He's probably gone away and said you're dead random.
He's probably on a podcast now in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, going on.
I met this girl from Liverpool.
Yeah.
She was crazy on the mushrooms.
No, we
calling me a
wasn't there.
murderer. I mean, my wife.
No, honestly, it was terrifying.
Oh my
Why,
God.
Coachella?
I have a picture of her now. He's got his phone out like that.
So, John, while she's looking for the picture, you've never been into festivals, anything like that, have you? Or what floats your boat? What you like, sort of, obviously, apart from Johnny, do you have any downtime? Is the time for John to
I just
sit
like
there?
to sit and watch YouTube.
Oh, you watch videos on fixing things?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here
Sorry.
we go.
Is that
If he doesn't look like a murderer.
Right, we're going to put this
he
on the
work
podcast, Kez.
Yeah. No, he didn't work there. He was the murderer, look.
He looks nothing like a murderer.
To be fair, he just look a little bit.
He does.
Do you know
I'm telling you.
Neil Fitzmaurice.
Put that on.
I love the fact they've had all pictures taken with him. He is a murderer.
So that's who I was with, Ashlyn and Evie. Look at him. Look, he was freaky.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah, anyway, yeah.
What's the podcast called?
Have you married a murderer?
Say it on a silver.
Sorry to bring you away from death. Want to just touch on another thing, which was your religion side of it.
Become a Christian?
Becoming a Christian again. You know, what was the
So I done all this, had my own business, dead successful and all that, loads of money, and I got everything that I wanted. And then once I had it all, it just meant nothing.
Yeah. I think he said that, Stephen Bartlett. So maybe he's on the spectrum too, like us.
I don't think you've got to be on a spectrum to be a Christian, like, but...
I'm sorry, I was going back.
I mean, it helps.
I was going back to the add your own business and then you still weren't satisfied. So that's what I mean. But yeah, Christian. I'm Christian too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Believe in God. I love God. In fact, God loves me. I can't even tell you how much he's obsessed with me. Honestly, God.
You're hilarious.
No, do you not believe me?
Yeah.
No, I read I follow this like Joel Osteen. He's like an American pastor, and if you get past all the American pastorism, he's really like you'd have the best sleep when you listen to him. But it's all like Christian.
You're hilarious. You're brilliant. It's like God loves you so much.
God loves
God,
you. God loves you all.
We've got God on sale on the show for next week.
He's sponsoring the next podcast.
Yeah.
But do you find it's like changing? Because like obviously you don't really drink or anything anymore, do you?
Yeah, it's completely changed my life, yeah. It's just changed my outlook and what my wants, needs and desires are, yeah. I just wanted just stuff that just didn't matter.
Yeah.
And now you fill your heart with things that do.
Peace.
So what's next? Like, what's next for you? Obviously, let's do two things, right? Next for what, if anything could happen in the world for you, what would it be? And what's actually happening?
I'm probably living my dream right now. Everything I want to do, I'm doing. And, you know, I understand there's a journey and a trajectory for that. But it's going in the right direction. So, yeah, I'm doing things I've always wanted to do. And it's, I'm quite...
What about a dream part? Is there a part you've always made?
I'll make my own part.
Hey, any more? You're going to do any more characters? Because you've got Craig, haven't you?
No, I'll probably, like, we just raised the money to create a pilot for TV for all the characters and stuff like that. And so hopefully that'll come off. Might get my own sitcom. We're doing a proof of concept for a TV factual thing as well. So,
and of course, there's still the two of us, isn't there?
Yeah,
that's still there.
Hopefully, we'll sell that soon. It'll be on Netflix or Amazon or something. But yeah, no, I'm just looking forward to the future.
You're peace with yourself, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, life's still tough, innit? But
sleepless nights.
How many kids have you got? Two.
Yeah.
A boy and a girl.
Yeah.
See, God loves you, doesn't he? He's just like, give you
It's
like none of that two boys.
You wouldn't even believe it, honestly. Honestly, God, I can't cope with it. I'm just like, keep it going, God.
Oh my God.
There was something a little bit weird about that. Keep going, God.
Keep it going. And then he protected me from the murder in Coachella because he wasn't ready for me in his face at that point.
Feeling God sent it away.
It's all right.
Yeah, thanks,
thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm fucking sweating here.
Good luck with all your movies.
Thank you.
And do send some auditions our way because I quite fancy myself on the red carpet.
Oh my God, Lord. This is going to
I'll invite you to our next big premiere.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
and thanks for discounting the shop the other week.
Yeah. Hey, that's all right.
I'll come in any time.
Get it free next time.
Yeah. We'll send
Like a little nomination bracelet.
Yeah.
Start a trend for men.
Doesn't he?
That's it. Why not?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys. Thank you. See you next episode if she's not been murdered. Episode number 4 of Say It on the Sofa of myself and Charlotte from Say It With. We are absolutely delighted once again to be clothed by Glamify, our sponsors. So thanks so much to Ash and all the guys. We've had some amazing guests already, and our next guest is no exception. She's all in white. Pom keeps disappearing, doesn't it?
Thank you, Pom.
Now, although she looks like I'm going to blow you up here. She looks like she's all, oh, look at me, I can wear white and all dead posh. She went, has anyone got anything to put me chewing in? So she's like, said, at least you didn't stick it onto the table.
And she did say you can take the girl out to Liverpool. You can.
So Hayley Smallman is like somebody who you've probably seen across the city. You're well known for your fundraising for Clare House.
Yes.
First of all, I want to touch on the reason why you were fundraising for Clare House was a very, very special girl that I'm absolutely honoured to have known, to have met, to have done a guide promise.
Yes, you did.
Holly. Firstly, because obviously Charlotte doesn't know about Holly. Tell us a little bit about Holly and what she was born with and why Clare House was so important to you.
So Holly was born with, first of all, Holly was born absolutely beautiful, perfect, beautiful little girl. I had a little boy and I found out I was pregnant with a little girl, and obviously, you know, life became even more perfect because I was going to have a pink and a blue one, you know. I was like, yay. I'd done all the football. I was thinking, great, it's time for ballet. It's time for the pink. Anyway, Holly came along and she come into the world and she had other ideas for me, shall we say.
Keeping you on your toes.
Keeping me on my toes. She certainly was. She came into the world and she was deciding, I think she was going to write her own novel from the moment that she was born. So she was born and instantly we knew that she wasn't developing or she wasn't well, like I'd previously experienced, you know, bringing my son home.
So was it the pregnancy normal? So you had no idea in this?
Yeah, absolutely normal, going along. Scans were all fine, everything. And Hull was born. Anyway, when she was born, she started breathing really rapidly and they couldn't calm her breathing down. So we went into special care, it's called, isn't it, in the women's. And we were in there for 2 weeks and She had multiple tests, and it was really worrying at that point, because you just had your little girl, she's taken away from you, you're living, you don't know what's going on anyway.
I think it's stressful anyway. From the second you get pregnant, you're like, oh, I'll be okay when I get to the 12-week scan. Then you get to the 12-week scan and you're scared to buy a pram, and you're like, oh no, and then you hear these horror stories. Like, I think anyone that says they love pregnancy, I think,
oh no, that's ridiculous.
Even like a baby shower, I didn't have a baby shower because I was thinking, I feel like I'm going to tempt fate if I have a baby shower and something happens and my baby's like born.
I remember getting pregnant and wearing white knickers for 6 months because I was like looking for my period.
To see whether anything happened.
Then you get the heel prick, and then you're like, you wouldn't. It's just one worry, and then still, as your kids progress along, it's just a non-stop worry.
Oh my goodness, look at the lines.
You get to 36 and you're still worrying.
My oldest is 27, count the lines.
Oh God,
trust me. But it's funny you mentioned the heel prick test, because we'll come back to that. But Hall they said to me, she must have some unknown infection, gave me some antibiotics, we got her more stable, and they said take her home. Anyway, 3 months in, and I had hold of her, and this day I was just looking at her and I thought, what's going on, why are you making this funny noise? And honestly, I can only tell you how it happened. She instantly just stopped breathing in my arms, and I was just holding her. She was 12 weeks old, and I just screamed.
Did you just know?
She started going, and I was like, what? When you're like, oh, do you need Winton? Well, this is not I knew this was not, she needs a nappy changing type of
as a
scenario,
mum, you get that instinct, don't you?
And I just screamed. I screamed my husband, and I was like, Gary, call an ambulance instantly. Called an ambulance. They were there within seconds, and to be honest, they just grabbed her off me. They ran her into the ambulance, and I mean, it's very graphic, but within minutes they had I remember them putting a metal bar right through her leg, and she's only little,
tiny.
She's tiny to put adrenaline in to get her heart going. We rushed to hospital.
So were you away from all this? Or
I was in the ambulance at this point, but then my husband got me out the ambulance because it was quite traumatic, as you can imagine. And he was, really good, amazing dad, and he said, I'll go, you follow, because I also had my son at home. And so
how old was your son?
Josh was three. So
and you're probably trying to keep an element
so
of calm.
I'm like,
around
it's
there.
okay, let's get your dinosaurs, everything's fine. Whilst on the phone to my mum, going, get up here, I need some help now. Anyway, so this all happened in a bit of a blur. I ended up arriving at Alder Hay, and I walked in, and I'll never forget it. I walked into the room, and there must have been 25 doctors around. I couldn't see at this room. If anyone has been in Alder Hay when you've got your kids, you know where the emergency room is. It was at the side of the old A&E, and they had this resus room. I'd obviously never been in resus room, thankfully, but I walked in, and I was just like, and they went out, and they just took me into a side room straight away, and they said to me, you need to go and see her for a minute, and we're gonna, incubate her, but you may not see her again. So I'm just like, it's really,
probably
people,
felt like a dream.
It's you almost become robot-like. You almost become, I always say this, you get this inner kind of strength, because I'm her mum, and I need to make sure that I'm okay for her, because she's going to need me.
You're going to like autopilot,
yeah, 100%, So the next thing I remember is they take me out of the room, and they've got sending people in to speak to me and my husband. And they're saying, we don't know what's going on yet. We're going to do tests. We're going to try and get her to intensive care. Thankfully, they did get her into intensive care. But then the next minute I seen her, she just had tubes coming out of every part of her body, machines, beeps, everything going on. And I was just like,
you wonder how a little body like that can cope with something like that, can't you?
And
but it's how resilient they are. how much they can put up with, how much trauma these babies and strong they are.
And I've got to say how amazing our team at Alder Hay are. The doctors and
They
that
are
experience,
very lucky,
we're
aren't we?
lucky to have a facility like that on our doorstep. And they were incredible. But I always remember, so funny, Will Young and Gareth Gates were on, what was the programme?
Pop Idol.
Pop Idol. Honestly, it's so funny. They're on the final, and the doctors are talking to me, and I can hear this telly in the background. And every time I see them, I think, oh God, you take me back to a moment
my
in
God,
my
yeah.
life, So, I mean, we get her into intensive care, and it's very bumpy. The next 2 weeks are just about trying to establish what was going on with her. And it turns out, that was quite... We didn't think we were going to bring her home. They said, don't think that she's really going to come off life support. And at this moment in time, I didn't know what life support was. I didn't know what cerebral palsy was. I didn't know the impact of brain damage. I didn't know if you are starved of oxygen, what that does to your body.
You feel like a doctor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Being there, done there, got the teacher.
Now people ring me and say, Hayley, I've got this wrong with me. I'm like, okay. Anyway, so I kept thinking to myself, this is all something's gonna, it's a bad dream. It's just
You've
a bad
just
dream.
said that, haven't you? It's like a nightmare.
A bad nightmare. I am going to wake up. And I think reality hit, and this doctor pulled me to the side and he said to me, listen, Hayley, I need you to go home and I need you to choose an outfit that you want to go to sleep in. He didn't use the word sleep, but I really struggle to say that about her, so I'm so sorry. But he said, I need you to go home and choose an outfit that you want her to go to sleep in. And I was just like, what? And I went, okay. And I walked out of Alder Hay and I said, everyone's going, Hayley, no, we'll come with you. I was like, no, I'm doing this. If I've got to do it, I'm doing it for Hol. She needs me. I went home and honestly, I don't even know how I got home. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't choose. I mean, obviously I thought I was strong, but I couldn't. And I remember just crying so deeply. I think I'd held so much in that I was just wailing, and this wail come out of me. And I remember my next door neighbour come and knocked on the door and she said, what do you need me to do? And I was just like, please, will you pick her an outfit? Because she didn't know what it was for. So I went back up to the hospital, and that night we spent time together. We got her christened, I asked all our families come in because I wanted her to be christened. And then I said, it's just me, her dad and Josh, her brother. And we were living in Mac House at the time, and Gary takes Josh over to Mac House and he's giving him a bath because routine was key.
Yeah, well, you have to keep things going as normal.
Key, And he gets in the bath and he says, Dad, tomorrow, are you going to drop Holly off in heaven on your bike? And then will you ride back down to us?
I find at the age of 3, my little boy is 3 now, and he keeps saying to me, Mummy, when you get to 69 or 67, what is it, 67, 67, 100, you go to heaven. And I'm like, when you're 100, mate.
Yeah, when you're 100.
And he's obsessed with the Jota, the footballer.
So that's real.
His son was in his nursery, so it was in his class, so he was... we spoke about it, and like, his daddy's in heaven, and God forbid, I say sometimes, like, get your seatbelt on, you don't want to be in the, the thing, and he's obsessed at the minute with heaven, so I can only imagine how you would try and explain that, and that's almost like another big trauma for you to then have to explain it to
I mean, how do you explain to a 3-year-old that your sister, who you've been waiting for, he just wanted a goalkeeper, by the way, when I had a scan, he just was like, I'm getting a goalkeeper, Mum. And but in his world, that's how he's seen it, because his dad was going to drop her off at heaven, and he come back, but in his brain, he wanted to make sure his dad was coming back down to him, because he was frightened of this loss, now that we've really delved into what it meant. And then the next day, I remember going into this room, and we were told you were just going to turn Hull's life machine off. So at this point, I still think we're going to turn a machine off. That will be it. It will happen in a second. And, you know, so you prepare yourself. We went into this room in Alderhay, and it was pretty much like this room with a clock on the wall, exactly the same. Like you just went tick, 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 honestly. And the next minute, they said, are you ready? And I just remember clinging hold of her and thinking, please God, just please let her stop breathing. Just anything, just send us a miracle. I don't know where it was coming from. Please send me a miracle. And we turned our machine off. And anyway, they did say to me, it won't happen straight away. So I said, oh, okay, so I'm there. And Gary said to me, and he said, and it was just, I remember clinging on, but my body was so rigid, I could hardly breathe myself. And he said, do you want me to hold her? I was going, no, because every second was precious, and selfishly I was like, no. But then, cut a long story short, the miracle came, and she just opened one eye. She was, after 24 hours, she just opened one eye, and I just thought, oh, hello. Well, there's my little girl, and she's not ready to leave yet. And so...
And she wasn't for a long time.
So that was the start of this journey of complex...
Keeping you on your toes.
Yeah, keeping me on my toes, complex health needs, and Holly changing the world.
She did.
Changing the world. She was here to change the world, and she hadn't done enough.
We'll do is we'll get a picture of Holly, and we'll make sure that we put it up on this podcast. But then obviously...
So what did the diagnose...
So she has, well, this is where I was going to say, you know where you said about the heel prick test? You know, the way they test. So she had a rare genetic disorder, which we didn't know about at the time, and we still didn't realise until probably after she went to sleep, if I'm honest with you. And Hull didn't go to sleep till she was 18, bear in mind. So, you know, this was a long process, but we don't test... The way we test in America, they do all the heel prick tests, and they test for hundreds of rare genetic conditions, everything. But we only test for so many in England, and that's not that. It's not our fault. It's just resource funding, you know, everything else.
But it's probably that rare. They feel it's best to put the funds into other stuff.
100%. There you
Which
go.
You get that, don't you? As well.
So it's not a thing, and there's so few children like Hull that were gonna experience the life that she had. It did turn out that I had a rare gene as well. It wasn't my husband, and I found that out later on in life. So that's been a hard thing for me to deal with as well.
Josh?
Well, no, we don't. As far as we know, Josh and Ruby, my youngest daughter, have not got the gene because we don't know, but there can be anything.
It could be like just a slight.
It's the unknown, and this is the thing with children like Hull who are born with these rare genetic conditions. There's no history. It's not like chickenpox. It's not like, oh, we know, because we know what happens with chickenpox. The scabs come out, the infection goes.
I fully get it, and first hand, you know, you're saying about Alderhay. First hand, like and Clare House, I know we're going to touch on in a minute. So I'm a twin. And my twin is Down syndrome. Oh. So it's super rare for, you know, one to be...
For one? Yeah, to carry the gene and one
to be twins.
Yeah.
So then with Annie, so when she was 16, she ended up getting like a blood clot on the main artery in her spine. And she was in Spain at the time with... you know, somebody, Cheryl, who like helped look after her. Yeah. Anyway, long story short... They thought she had a slipped disc in her back, so they went to the hospital over there, and they were like, "Oh, my mum flew over then." Yeah. And they were saying, "Oh, she's putting it on." So my mum noticed she'd never had a wee, so she's blowing up like a balloon. And when you could press her, you could see the water. So my mum said, "I need to get her home because if I don't, she's gonna die." So got to the airport. You feel it. My mum said it was like one problem after another. Yeah. I'm 16 online booking flights, you know, with my dad, and we're trying to get Annie home. My mum said when she was in the airport, they were saying she can't go on the plane. With that, a doctor's walking past and they said, look, we'll give her morphine a shot of morphine, just put it on the plane. So my mum said by the time she landed in Liverpool airport, Annie's like blown up. So my mum, she said, I don't know how I done it. Got her to Alder Hey. Yeah. When she got there, the woman on the desk went, oh yeah, she's 16 now. You're gonna have to take her to the Royal.
Oh, for God's sake! So with that,
this like Rachel, her name was one of the head consultants. Just like overheard what was going on. She said, get that child, get a screen, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she went into Alder Hey and she never come out for 12 months.
Wow.
So she had a blood clot on the main artery on her spine. So usually when you get blood clots, they're usually in different places. So it was that rare. They'd done like a huge case on it. And then, she, as I say, she went in, but I was 16, then we had my little brother. Yeah. So she literally moved into Alder Hey, but the nurses, the team, the doctors were absolutely exceptional. Yeah. And then in the end, I went to my mum's house, had to get it because she lost the use of her legs. Yeah. She still to this day has to be catheterised. Yeah.
And was this all from that happened?
This was from the blood clot on the main artery in her spine. So my mum had to get all her house adapted. She's still in a wheelchair now. She got paralysed from walking. Then like clear house. The head consultant from Alder Hey phoned and said, no, this child's house is getting adapted. We need the bed, but she needs some respite and a family day and a change of scenery. Yeah. So she went to clear house for a few days each month while the house was getting done. And honestly, between like I understand first of all like something rare happens, but then you know what gave me so like I remember going into Alder Hey and my mum was like, oh why Annie, and I remember going in and I said, and my mum says I was only young myself, and I said this little boy has had his head just a wing mirror 5 miles an hour clipped his head and he literally he passed away so sadly. And I remember saying to me, my mum said I was only young and I don't even remember saying this, and I said, but mum, look at Annie, she'd sit there and there was this other little boy and she'd sit with him. His parents used to come in, cause murder on the ward, and Annie would sit with him and like feed him his bottle, you know, and I feel like she was put in there to make the world a better place for the nurses, for the kids in 100%. There. And then what you're saying about Holly, so she's God has given you the miracle. Then the 18 years she's lasted, how much will people have learned, the doctors, the new people, yourself, and like literally she's being put to change the world, really, as you say.
You will know with Annie and you know your mum. Obviously, I always say, like, people go, oh, I don't know, you don't know as a mum, and I go, do you know what? I was so lucky. I'm so lucky that Hol chose me to be a mum, because the woman that I was before I had Holly is not the woman that I am now, and that to me is transformational in terms of good, 100%.
Was there an element of like, obviously then you had Ruby after, so you already had Holly, you had Josh and that. Was there an element of, oh God, is this going to happen again? Did you have that feeling?
Fear, absolute fear. I remember walking into Alder Hey and having a meeting with Andrew and Linda Brooks. I sat down with them and I said, I want to have another baby. They just looked at me and
they were like, oh, go away. Oh,
there we go. Okay. And I was like, I know, I don't know why. I was like, I don't know. And selfishly, you know, people controversially, I'm going to tell you, I said, I want Josh to experience having a sister or a brother without disability, digital needs. To have
I don't think that's selfish at all.
And equally, if Holly outlives me and her dad, I want, who's going to look after her? I want them to have each other. I want them to have a brother and sister.
And they're close.
I just don't want them to be on their own. So I said, this is me forward planning, because and you do that when you have your kids, don't you? You forward plan your family, and I'd always wanted 3 children, so it hadn't changed drastically, but they just looked at me and said, and I said, and everyone's going, you stupid, you silly, and I said, you know what? I can they make double buggies. We can do double wheelchairs. Well, we can do this. We can do it.
One thing that I knew about you all along, whenever I saw you, your other kids never suffered. They did everything. They were always there. They were always just as important.
And you managed it. Yeah. It'll have taught the other kids as well, like with difference and respect and patience as well.
The empathy and the knowledge. Ruby was trachea trained by the time she was 4. She was 4 years of age and she was suctioning down a tracheostomy. Now, for people who might not know what a tracheostomy is, it's obviously, you know, it's an airway, artificial airway. And, you know, you've got to be trachea trained. She was trachea trained by the time she was 4. She knew what a catheter was. Josh knew how to change a button.
So, you know, just on that, so people with the kids with additional needs and things, I always say, because obviously I've lived through it with my mum, you know, they don't get nowhere near as much help from the government. And I remember like sitting there and another person had come out, you know, to tell my mum how many days respite she deserved. And I'm like, everyone gets 28 days and they go home at the end of the night. But people like yourself and my mum, you're on call 24 hours, 7 days a week. And then you've got Linda coming in with a clipboard. Do you know what I mean?
I thought you were going to say Karen then.
Well, Karen.
Karen. Definitely
Karen coming in. I think you're entitled to... Shut up, Pom. I think you're entitled to 7 days respite. I think, who do they think they are? They should go and live in a house, in a house.
They wouldn't be able to do it.
No. For 28 days, just to see exactly how hard it is. But you remind me, you can see how positive and upbeat you are, and that attitude of she chose me to be her mum, like it's just unbelievable. And it's just, I just admire you so much.
And she's also, we're going to touch on it now as well, look at the new slimline Hayley. It's what we call, can we call it what we call it?
Can I just say, wearing white today is possibly the worst mistake I've ever made.
I just feel so
menopausal journey.
So tell us more about the journey of the slimness.
It's the divorce diet.
Oh, the glow up.
Am I allowed to say that?
Of course you can.
You can say I was going to say glow up, and I thought that's really insulting. No. But like over the years, you know, you've always been gorgeous. But like I look at you now, and I'm like, oh my god, wow! You're like just full. She enters a room, Hayley, and very much like Holly.
Your energy, I know. As soon as you walk through that door.
I mean, do you think a lot of it was sort of a toll of the children? You just think you just grew apart?
100%. I mean, losing your child is the most unimaginable pain that you can ever. And I say to people, I never want anyone to feel what I feel.
I remember someone saying to me they lost their wife and their daughter both to breast cancer within like the space of about 6 months, and he went to pieces, the dad. And I remember saying to his name was Henry, and he said, I expect to lose my wife. I didn't expect to lose my daughter. Yeah. And it was like, that's the thing. 100%. You can't imagine it. I think it's the only thing that you know would break you.
It's the normal cycle of life. So we live in this normal cycle of life, and then all of a sudden, my life was like this. The world was still turning round, and my life had completely stopped. Absolutely stopped the minute she went to sleep. You know, even though I knew it was going to happen, that day was going to come. It doesn't matter what. There's no preparation.
And I think the longer it goes on, the longer you think, oh, actually, she's going to be all right. She's going to live till she's 100.
We're literally, we are. We're doing it. You know, if love could have kept Holly alive, I say this, you know, she, you know, me and her dad was, you know, he's incredible dad. We worked, we were the best team ever. If love could have kept her alive, she still would be. She'd be in here now. She'd love doing this. You know, she'd love this. But to lose your child is the most unimaginable pain, and then to have to reinvent yourself as a human being, because if you think about it, we were carers for 18 years, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We didn't get time off for date days. We didn't get time to go and have meals together. We didn't get holidays where there was just the two of us. We were constantly keeping our child alive while still trying to keep our family as revolving.
It's hard enough without all the other pressure, keeping a relationship alive, especially when you've been together from young.
Together, and we met each other when we were 16. So, you know, and grief, our journey just wasn't meant to be, you know, and it's sad. Fine. But it's okay because you know what? We still we're great friends. We've got the most amazing history together, and we brought the most 3 incredible human beings into the world. So what more can you ask for?
You've got a grateful heart.
Yeah.
So what's for Hayley now? Because like your kids are a bit more grown up. Josh and Ruby a bit more grown up now. You're running marathons, raising money for Claire House still.
Love this.
It's time for you. What's Hayley going to do for
Just
itself.
have a sit down and have a cuppa.
I know, just...
I'm thinking more of bungee jump or jumping out of a plane. Never mind, sit down and a cup of tea.
Can someone give me a job working in the Bahamas, maybe?
Yeah, fine.
Do you know what? It's so funny because I feel like I'm at a real transitional point in my life. And as a woman, I'm at that age where, you know, I'm going to be 50 this year. And like my daughter.
I'm not
having them yet. I'm thinking, thank God. But my Ruby is going to university, hopefully in September. She's just doing her A-levels at the moment and she wants to fly off, and that will be quite I'm absolutely I'm petrified, if I'm honest.
That's what it is, isn't it?
Because it's so, when Holly went to sleep, our house was there was a revolving door, there was nurses in there daily, there was social workers, there was this, there was that, you know,
Karen
people
with a clipboard.
Yeah, Karens, multiple Karens, multiple
and
Karens.
Then a Linda.
Yeah, and then a Linda thrown into for the rich, you know, we'd have them all.
And then you're even going to Richards with his clipboard.
Listen, if I told you, I will never forget. This doctor walked in the first time I brought Holly home from hospital, and they said to me, children like Holly don't go home from hospital, Hayley, they live on hospital wards. I said, oh.
Bollocks to that.
Yeah, I don't think you met me. I said, you've got 3 weeks, train me up because we're going home. And they were like, no, they live in, they used the word institute still at that point when Hull was born. And I was like, no, we've got plans. We're going to Bali. I'm still going to Bali and tap lessons with her. We did actually get there, by the way. Anyway, obviously, you know, we done a flash mob in a wheelchair with, it's fine. But this doctor walked into my living room and he goes to me, I see you've brought a vegetable home. And I just looked at him and my heart, talking of Richards and Karens and everything, and my heart just sank. And I looked at him and I thought, wow. I thought, you know what, you're not and I don't know where I got the courage from. And I stood up to him and I said, do you know, I don't think you're the doctor that's going to be the right doctor to look after us and look after Hull. So I'm going to ask you to leave now because I don't think your language is appropriate. So he left, and that was the turning point for me, that I thought, me and Hull, we need to educate people on children with disabilities and children with complex health needs, that they see the beauty in these children. They
it should
aspire.
be a vocation.
They add people. So much to our world. They teach us, they inspire, they're trailblazers. They just make, honestly, all children do, but you need to be able to see the beauty in every child regardless of their disability, or I should say their ability, you know, their superpowers, you know.
Well, do you know what an amazing guest, and you need to leave it on that high note, you couldn't finish on a better note than that. Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome.